Hello everyone, First Speaker Mordred Viking here with the latest news of the Accord of Paradise. This time we were joined by the Magnate of Chaos, Alec Beals, at our headquarters, and the first edict offered by our Magnate was a declaration that we must hold a seat on the upcoming Galactic Council. To this end, much of our diplomatic corps was turned to the task, envoys being recalled from every corner of the galaxy to try and influence the election to more favourable conclusion. While our focus was on this diplomatic wrangling, we also identified a number of cracks in our own Federation's cohesion, not least the presence of the space elves in our midst. We have really bad cohesion.
Well, maybe you should kick someone out.
So I would definitely vote to kick out the elves. Trovatine says no, okay. Droids say no, Clen says no.
Alright, so we gotta get one more person on our side, one more empire.
With our efforts firmly on the Galactic Council vote, we were unable to persuade the other members of the nefarious nature of the sinister droids, so for the time being, these issues persist. It was during our diplomatic missions that we discovered that several of our diplomats had developed exceptional powers of persuasion.
You haven't gone through any psionic mechanists.
Nope, they've only just become available. We have started down the psionic path, and it was voted that we should become psionic, so maybe mind over matter.
Then I think mind over matter. And you know what else is mind over matter? Bubbles coming back. So I think this all comes together. Look, if we become psionic enough, maybe we can will Bubbles back into existence.
Which, after some additional study, revealed there was more to these powers than initially thought, and they were in fact far more widespread throughout our populace than we initially believed. Turns out that when Flagrants truly put their minds over whatever matter they were trying to resolve, psionic powers began to manifest themselves, which makes accomplishing those tasks far easier. This is certainly worthy of yet more study. Perhaps these powers, alongside the breathtaking amount of technological research, will be the key to unlocking Bubbles' return. So, are we going to go all in on the whole magic thing with the necromancy and the psychor?
Magic? You would call the quest to bring Bubbles back magic? It's my life.
No, I call it a certainty.
Yes, thank you. Very good, yes.
As such, Psycorp were ordered to be built on all planets alongside the already existing dread encampments that this potential could be unshackled. To support the expanding state apparatus, legions of new bureaucrats were brought in to assist. We have so many bureaucrats. You can never have too many bureaucrats. It started to become apparent that logistics were to be our weakness going forwards, but identifying the partially completed network within the former SOG systems to be a key, a massive infrastructure project was ordered to unite the Accord hinterlands with our new acquisitions and bring them all together through one giant hyper-relay network.
I think it's about time to declare war.
It is. I'm just waiting for my fleets to get into their position.
They're so slow.
Yeah. If only we could build a building that would make them go
If only
faster.
there was some kind of, like, I don't know, like super lane or turbo lane or something like that.
Yeah, something that allowed them to relay a bit fast.
Yeah, like a hyper road.
It became increasingly obvious that there would be significant obstacles in the way of earning a seat on the council. We were considered the 5th most powerful nation, and only the top 3 are considered for a seat. Ahead of us, in 4th place, was the League of Rafari, but this issue was skirted by some capitalistic maneuvers. Certain bounties were found in certain pockets, and their diplomats accidentally voted for us in the election, losing them votes in the process, and inflating our own. We were then 4th, with just one more roadblock before us, the Empire of Sog. Why is it always Sog?
Who's ahead of us by just a smidge? By 100,
Oh, they're the guys we want to beat up.
I think we need to beat them up again.
We do.
I think it's time. What better reason to go to war than to make someone have slightly less standing in the Galactic UN?
Their alliance with our former friend, the Husko polity, was stronger than ever, and in light of the previous conflict, Husko was in no mood to be placated. Both entities were in our way, and there was only one way to deal with such a barrier. It must be torn down with force!
To war! To war!
To war! We're going to war!
We got it. We passed the bill, the war bill.
Thankfully, our Federation was eager to have one of their own claim a seat at the Galactic Council, so they threw in the weight of their own fleets behind us, promising to keep Husko tied up while we smashed through Sog for a second time. This time, our well-positioned fleets bulldozed through their pathetic defenses, seizing systems and planets with gusto, our land armies fighting hard to claim territories as quickly as they could. Sok had no answer to this lightning offensive, and their defense collapsed in record time. A sizable Husko fleet punched through our allies and entered the fight on Sok's side, buying them time to regroup and forcing a temporary halt to our attack. Unfortunately, this extra time also gave our forces time to maneuver, and making good use of these new hyper relays, fleets were able to detect and destroy enemy vessels piecemeal.
Okay, that's a big fleet.
That is a
10K.
big fleet. How many do you have in that system?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Don't you have another fleet though? That's
Yeah, that's
kinda...
one on the way. 5K
yeah,
on the way.
Well, you know. Oh, they got hyper relays. That's so convenient. That must be really nice for you.
Leading to a defeat in detail of those who stood against us. The war won, the galaxy had no recourse but to recalculate the balance of power in our favor, and thus, just in time, the election was called, the Accord of Paradise, as the second most powerful state in the galaxy, was duly elected to the Galactic Council. As a result of our victory, the Federation too acknowledged our supremacy and nominated us to the office of President.
Does our federation change by the fact that... No, it's still a garbage federation.
Oh, right. This is the other thing we can see.
Yeah. I do like...
Now we can name it.
We can name it!
We're the president. That's what we were
What were we
looking
going to
for.
name it? Do we have a name?
We never came up with one. Chat.
Chat!
This august body, reforged in our image, was rebranded as the Unity of the Heavens. And thus, here I stand now. President, Mordred Viking. King, Mordred Viking. Emperor, Mordred Viking. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to see this series live, join us over at twitch.tv/Paradox Interactive on Mondays at 1 PM Central European Time. Interested in joining the community? Join us at discord.gg/Stellaris Official. Of course, you can always find more content here on the official Stellaris YouTube channel.